Are you finding it difficult to adapt to change? Or have you tried to change and it does not seem that everything is working as you want or as planned? Now, change is constant in life, and of course, the world now is changed. So, in most cases, a lot of things have changed for us. Our businesses have changed, the method we work has changed, our relationships have actually changed. Yeah, because in our relationships, we get the opportunity to go out, to have extra time or some other time away from home. But now we are all stuck at home because of the recent changes in the world. Now, some businesses, maybe you used to work physically within the work environment, but now you're having to work from home. Or some parents are having to be the mother, the teacher, homeschooling their children. And of course, this can actually take a toll on us. It can be very hard. I agree with you. And I am in the same boat as well. Unfortunately, or how would what's the better word? Change is constant in life. And you have to adapt to change. Now, the first thing is we all see change differently, and that is very, very key. I'm going to be talking about all those and be talking about ways in which you can accept and adapt to change as fast as you can. If this is the first time you're joining us, this is the Bola Adeyeye Omishade Show. Thank you for joining me. I am really excited that you are here. And this is a community where we support people to be the best version of themselves. We support you. We help you answer those life questions that have remained unanswered. So do not forget to subscribe if you enjoy this episode. You can watch our previous episodes as well and click on the notification button so that you get a reminder of our future episodes. So thank you. And yes, you're welcome. Now, to my returning viewers, I have some regular people that never miss any of the episodes. So thank you. I'm really excited that you're here. Yay! Good to have you all here. Thank you. Yes, the fastest way to change our careers, our relationship, you know, it's sometimes change can be daunting. Yeah, because sometimes you're not prepared for it. But before I go into all those, there are different ways in which people handle change. And I'm talking based on my life experience and different ways in which I've handled things that come my way. And of course, I'm looking at my family and friends. Firstly, there are some people that the moment the change comes, they're very quick to know that the change is here, and they're very quick to look for ways in which they can adapt, look at how other people have done it or how they can fit whatever they are doing with the current situation. So some people are very good with that, and that's all they are good about. They identify what the change is, and maybe they are not able to do anything about it. They just maybe help point others in the direction of change, and that's their area of specialty. And then maybe the consistency is the problem. So some people are like that. And then some people are very good at picking from those that have actually pointed them in the direction of change, and they're off. And then they keep improving and enjoying the benefits of the change because, of course, they're prepared. They always prepare for the time of opportunity, and then they look at the environment and they fit it in with their current situation. And so there are some people that are like that. And there are some people that they feel very comfortable with where they are, and the moment the change comes, they are not very quick to see that change has come. and it takes them time. Eventually they get to see that, okay, change is here, and then they want to be very strategic, and they keep wasting their time trying to be, be strategic. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not okay to be strategic, but they always want to look at, okay, what is going to happen if because of course they have fears, and some of them, they have their beliefs that is actually controlling their actions, because sometimes we let what is going on in our head take charge of how we act. So they take their time, and eventually they take the bold step and start taking it one leap after the other, one step after the other, which is okay. However, there are some people that let fear dominate them, and they just feel very comfortable with where they are, and they're not wanting to accept change at all. They don't want to. They feel that I have been running this business and I'm very successful with it. I get customers. My customers troop into my shop. Or maybe you're in a relationship and you feel, oh, I love this man so much, I love this woman so much, so I'm not ready to go anywhere. When the man has moved on, or when the woman has moved on, and you're sitting down, some people are very, very comfortable, so they sit down and then they keep dwelling, oh, this relationship, it won't go, oh, and then they keep mourning, and then they are there, and then their life is just stagnant. So some people are like that. They are not ready to move with the change. They are not ready to adapt. They are not ready to move, to get better. And that is very risky. That is the very, very, very risky one, because you tend to pay the price in future, because you waste so much time sitting down, letting your fear and your beliefs take over your actions, and you pay dearly for it. So if you're, I have actually, I've spoken about I think about 4 or 5 categories of people. So I believe that by now you should be picking you should be picking who you are. Are you the one that would, the moment you begin to anticipate change quickly, and then the moment changes come, you begin to look for the ways of how to adapt, or how to, and that's your specialty. But after that, you're not good in implementing, of course, because there is a gap between an intention and the actual the volitional control, or actually taking the action. So you might have a good intention to go to the gym and register for the gym, but you never go to the gym, for example. So some people are like that, and some of you might know that you are these people that the moment you see that this is the direction in which the world is going to, you're very quick to take that opportunity, and then you keep going, and then you enjoy it. And there's some people that will take their time, and although they still let their belief take over their thoughts, their actions, they tend to sort of take it slowly, not forgetting that there are some people that are running, they are actually on their toes, they are running very, very fast, and you need to actually move ahead. You need to move very fast. And those people, I know you might be listening to me now, that you're very scared. You let fear dominate you. Let fear take charge of your actions, and you are afraid of taking that bold step. You're very comfortable. You've become the landlord. Some people, for example, they say, oh, I'm the chairman in this environment. You're very comfortable within that work environment, and you're not even looking at ways of getting promoted or moving, or because you're very comfortable, and you feel, anybody that comes to this department, I know the hide and seek of this department. They are not ready to move. And that's because, like I said, because of fear. But then the question is, if you move, what happens? Because you're scared. If you take that bold step, what happens? You have nothing to lose, because of course you're trying to move with the changing environment. And that's for example, look at Africa, Nigeria, for example, lots of private schools are shut down. I'm not sure if they've resumed now, and teachers are not getting paid. But of course, those teachers need to put food on their table. Now, as a business or as a school, what are you doing to actually fit in the service that you're providing with what the world is, or with what the society or the economy present to you? Or even as a teacher, what are you doing to improve on yourself, to actually fit in with the world now? Some businesses have asked their staff, their workers, to work from home. And a lot of people maybe are paper-based. They're not very good with computers. But what are you doing to actually keep on top of the game? What are you doing to keep on top of the game? Are you doing anything? Are you looking at what other people are doing? Are you actually even anticipating future changes? Because, for example, in England, we of course thought maybe there's a vaccine and maybe they would maybe lift the lockdown and then we can maybe at least do one or two things. But unfortunately, it's extended till March. We don't even know if in March it will still be extended as well, because it's not sure that it will be the end of the lockdown. We're not sure. So what are you doing? Are you just going to sit down and begin to accumulate debts, accumulate problems, and then you begin to be scared, and then that begins to affect your health, affect your marriage, affect, even career-wise? Because you become, is obsolete the right word? Because you are not moving, you're not trending with what the world presents to you. So what are you doing? What are you doing? Now, there are a couple of things that I would suggest that you do. The first thing is you need to always anticipate that change will come. Always prepare that if everything changed, if the world remains this way, how would I fit in? That's always one question you need to ask yourself. And prepare, anticipate, always think that change is coming. Now, if change comes, if, for example, God forbid, I was laid off, I was laid off within this business where I feel I am the landlord, I'm the boss, I know everywhere. What if I am laid off? What plans have I put in place? So you need to anticipate that change and always have your resources, so that the moment the change comes, you are readily available to take on the next opportunity. Or you are ready to present yourself that, well, this chapter has closed. I am here. This is what I have to offer. What do you have to offer? And then be very, very sensitive to change, because sometimes we see the change just right in front of us, and then we tend to ignore. And that's just the same thing with the world now. A lot of people can see that the world is changing, but they're still thinking that the world will go back to normal. No. Your customers, their mindset have changed. Everybody you're providing service to, they have all changed, so whether the world goes back to normal or not, some of the practice that we have now will remain the same. Some businesses will not go back face to face. Some businesses will just continue, will just allow their staff to work from home. Because of course they would look at what opportunity it brings. It saves them money, and of course it doesn't mean that they're not efficient or effective, or they're not providing the service they want to. So you need to actually anticipate and prepare. And then you need to be very sensitive that what if the world remains the same? Where would I place myself? Some people, they've gotten some funds from the government, or, and that it's not free. How do you intend to pay that back? If the world, yes, for example, they say, oh, let's go back to normal, but then the people you are providing the service to, they do not accept it, or maybe they're just used to, Everybody wants easy peasy. Everybody wants, if they can actually get things online, they would continue shopping online and they wouldn't bother walking into the shop because they've actually done it for over a year. So they are used to it. So think of how you can actually fit in with that, with what is the new normal. What is the new normal? Think of it, and of course, the moment the change comes, accept it, accept that it has come. Some people just refuse to accept change. They don't want to, just right after the lockdown, just when the lockdown started, and of course we started teaching from home, I started thinking of ways of delivering my lectures to keep students engaged. And I didn't wait for anybody to start expecting anybody to give me resources or maybe giving me special training. I went on my own to say, okay, how can I keep my students engaged? Or what have people done in the past to engage students online? And what other methods can I adapt? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to create methods yourself, And let's give you another example. If, for example, you maybe you're having a relationship problem, and maybe one of the parties have said, okay, let's go our separate ways. Move on. And if you're struggling, look at how have other people managed this thing. Look online, there are lots of resources. People share their story. People tell their stories so that you can learn from it. Learn how have people actually managed breakups. How have they been able to move on? Change your direction. Yeah. Change comes with actually redirecting. So focus your attention on something else, because the moment you begin to sit down and say, oh, I really miss this relationship, you're just going to keep suffering yourself. You're just going to put yourself at somebody else's mercy, somebody who doesn't even care about your well-being, somebody who doesn't care about you. So move on, pick up the pieces and move on. Move on. I know, don't get me wrong, I know that in regards to relationship, it can be very, very hard. It can be very, very hard, but it's what it is, what it is. Change has come. So just accept the change and let go. And let's go. If the world, my mom used to say, our fingers are not equal, so everyone cannot be equal. We all cannot be equal. Some people will have it and some people will not have it. Accept that is what it is and see how you can make yourself happy. How can I live life as normal? How can I even achieve all those things that I want? If you don't have a good relationship, it's not the end of the world. What you need to ask yourself, what will make me fulfilled? Is that the only thing that will make you fulfilled? Is that your purpose? Is that your purpose? So you need to ask yourself those critical questions and accept the change, accept the situation. It can be hard, trust me. I'm not coming in and I'm saying that it's all perfect. I'm very good with accepting change. But if you waste time dwelling, you're just going to be there and nothing is going to happen. So why do you want to just waste time and keep mourning over that thing that is not going to return, or that is not going to maybe be the way you were, or the way you've been enjoying it? So accept change. And as well as why you accept change, you need to prepare for future changes. Prepare for future changes, because you never can tell. You never can tell that if, for example, if maybe they say that they lift the lockdown and the world goes back to normal, you need to, for example, if you're selling maybe clothes or something, and of course people come to your shop, people are already comfortable shopping online. I mentioned that. So what's the probability that they're not going to come to your shop anymore? What's the probability? So try to start thinking of ways where you can move with change. The moment the change comes, you've already tried to anticipate and think of where, if change is coming, and prepare yourself for that change. How can I cover up? How can I fit in? How can I remain relevant? Are you relevant in the society? Are you relevant at the moment? What are the things that you think will make you relevant? Ask yourself those questions. and stop sitting down and feeling very comfortable and letting your fears take over you. Take over how you feel. I know we have all these beliefs in our head, but you have the power to control what you believe in. And that's the same thing with placebo treatments. That sometimes they give them, they go do all these trials, and then they give participants, they give patients fake treatments. But you realize that you feel better even when the medication they've given to you is just a powder. It's nothing. So what am I trying to say? You have the power to control how you feel. You have the power to accept change. I'm not saying it's automatic. I'm not saying it's going to happen in hours. It's going to happen in days, but you have the power to control it. So control change, control accepting change. Do not sit and dwell on what what your situation is. Try to start thinking, how can I be better? How can I improve on myself? How can I make value from what the world presents to me? How can I remain relevant? You can control your mind, control your subconscious mind, control it. And my elder sister, one of my elder sisters would always, when you say like negative things, she said, no, rebuke it. And of course, we grew up that way, And I have come to realize that sometimes what happens in your mind is what really happens to you. So if change comes and you start thinking in the positive direction, you begin to walk in that direction. So as much as you are trying to accept change, always, and of course, there is the fear that, is this change going to benefit? Am I going to benefit from this change or not? You need to be positive at the same time and look at the brighter picture. Look at it in a positive way, even though sometimes you know that there might be obstacles, but be very, very positive about it. Be positive about change. Positive about the outcome, be positive about the results, because I think for me, I'm a proof that it works magic. Because just automatically you begin to walk in that direction. You begin to walk in that positive direction because you've programmed your mind that whatever obstacle that I face, I'm going to achieve this change. I'm going to achieve this outcome. And then I believe that you can do it. If you are that person that you are still sitting down and you're waiting for maybe the lockdown to be called off, or you are waiting for that relationship, that person to come back to beg you, or even health issues, you're not able to access it, look, maybe you are very used to going to the gym to improve on your well-being and all that. You can try to use what you have at home and try to do what as much as you can. Believe that you are well within you. Stay positive. Trust me, it's very hard. I know, even with me, it is hard. It is hard, but you can. Those tiny little efforts that you make goes a long way. My elder sister would say that sometimes when she said, I said, oh, you need to pray. I said, well, I do. She said, well, even it's just tiny little bits, those little, even within your mind, when you're walking, when you're doing stuff, just make those tiny little bit of, in your mind, and it works, it helps. So those little steps that you take will go a long way. If this is you're struggling to change, you're still thinking and you're still calculating, you're still, I'm not saying don't articulate or don't be systematic or be analytical about making your decisions, but change has come. When change comes, you need to accept that change has come and start moving fast, because the people that are actually running would not wait for you. You're not in competition with anybody, but the world is running. So you need to run with the world. If you have found this very useful, and just before I say that, can you please share with me how you've been able to manage change, especially in this situation? Share how you have managed hard changes, those changes where you feel very scared, where you are afraid that things might not work in your way, how you've been able to overcome those situations. Share with us so that other people can learn, because unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are suffering, that are finding it very difficult to accept change, adapt adapt to change and move with change. So share with us so that we can learn. And also for those, if you know somebody who is struggling to accept change, who is thinking of ways to accept change, please share this with them. Click on the like button if you have found this way. Leave comments for me. I want to read from you. I want to hear, as long as you're able to watch this, I want to hear your own opinion of change. And thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every time. And of course, keep those questions coming. Thank you to that person who is asked me to talk about this. So yes, keep those questions coming. The email is on the screen, and then click on the like button and click on the notification button as well, so that you do not miss our future episodes. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. And this is Bola Adeyeye Omishade, and I will see you next week. Bye.